Kong Republic I like. Speaking your truth on the mic. Hit the subscribe and like. Time to
Kongcast.
Hey, what's going on, Conquerors? Welcome back to another episode of Kongcast, coming to you right here in Kong Republic Studios. My name is Jans and I am your host, and I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Kirshan Mudli.
What up, guys?
And to all the Conquerors, you already know the team, Mr. DJ Nova behind the cameras and the audio. But here at Kong Republic, we are with the people, for the people, and about the people. And today we are sitting with a very, very successful entrepreneur, ladies and gentlemen, a savvy businessman, a man whose business definitely represents the entertainment culture of South Africa, a legend in the making and the legend himself. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one, the only, the owner and founder, Mr. Sheldon Tatchell.
Thank you for being through, sir. Thank you for coming through.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you for coming through, man. You good?
I'm good, and
We
you?
have greatness in the building today.
Yeah, greatness. Hectic
Hopefully
greatness.
we can learn a few things or two for today.
100%. We have a businessman in the building, ladies and gentlemen. This is a business podcast, by the way.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
But how we normally start off our interviews, we start off with some quick icebreakers, you know, just to get you in the flow of the interview.
Yes.
And he normally goes first.
Yeah, so I'm going to go first. So just an icebreaker. Right, so I know you have
Yes.
very high standards, high standards.
Yes.
So which company do you regard as well run and do you admire out there in South Africa?
So in South Africa, I would say that for me, I've always looked up to McDonald's. I think McDonald's is one of the most organized entities out there, despite not having as many outlets in South Africa as the world. But I think the way it's organized and the way they grew, for me, it just really inspires me to build my company around those values. So, I definitely look up to
That's a
them.
good answer.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so what do you think is an underrated skill that everyone can benefit from your experience?
Underrated skill is self-belief. I would definitely say that we tend not to believe in ourselves as much as possible, and basically you find it often in youngsters, in entrepreneurs. It's just trying to do something. You don't understand the power of self-belief. Just being able to believe in yourself because many people don't believe in what was given to you, you understand? So you yourself have to showcase that self-belief in others to say, no, even though you don't believe in me, this is something that I truly believe in. I want to make a success of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's giving us crazy questions already. Just the icebreakers. Just the icebreakers. But okay. Since you're such a fan of, the McDonald's, did you watch The Founder?
Yes, of course.
It's
a great movie,
I've done repeat like 5 times.
Yeah.
That's like one of our favorite movies.
It's my top 5 movies as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's quite an inspirational story.
Yes.
And the lawyer was very clever the way he set it up because McDonald's is technically the biggest real estate business in the world.
Yes.
They base their income on real estate.
Yeah, and the strategy is basically to buy land and basically lease it over to the franchises, which is quite smart.
Yeah, it's very smart. It's very smart. I mean, hence the reason he got that brand.
Yes.
Because it wasn't his. They didn't even want to sell it to him.
It wasn't.
So no, it was very nice. But let's get right into it, right?
Yes, sir.
So we know, growing up, you spent a lot of time in Eldos and stuff like that. But can you tell us more about your childhood? Can you describe your childhood?
Yeah, so I would say that growing up in Eldorado Park was one of the, I would say the experience that you had compared to what's outside Eldorado Park is totally different, you understand? Because in Eldos, you just have this thing of gangsterism. This is the way of life. This is the way I'm supposed to function, you understand? There's not much to dream out of Eldos, you understand? Like I can remember my first trip when a customer took me to Sandton City for the first time. I was like, wow, is this really how people live?
Wow,
You understand?
yes.
So the lifestyle in Eldos, people never experience what it is to be out of Eldorado Park, and everything is just basically in Eldos. And I think as a youngster, it just drove me to entrepreneurship, which I never knew was entrepreneurship at the time. I mean, I was the kid. I can remember at the age of 12 years old, I used to save up my spending, like say like your daily spending
Yes.
that you receive, which was R2 a day for me. And out of that R2 a day,
Yeah.
I saved up for 10 days and basically went to go buy a box of ice cream. And, you know, like this caramel crunch, you get like 20 in a box.
Yes.
And then I came home and I sold that for R2 a piece, and I made double, you understand, and just flipped it like that. Eventually, I had to get a cooler box just to have that thing stand out by the school and small things like that. You understand?
amazing.
Small things.
You were entrepreneurial from
12
the
years
get-go.
old.
Yeah. So it was small initiatives like that that just kept me going, because I never knew what it is to do business. You understand? And later on, when I realized that I was actually doing business, I was actually trying to upscale the thing that I was doing. You
Yes.
understand? And not eating off profits, but just plowing back into it and making it grow from there.
Wow, guys.
That's amazing.
Okay, so when would you say was the first time you actually realized your passion for cutting hair?
I would say that at the age of 14 years old.
14?
Yeah, I would say at the age of 14 years old. The thing that actually drove me to cutting hair was that instead of selling a product, I would be selling my time.
Yes.
And as a teenager, I had a lot of time. You understand? So I might as well just get clippers, and it will be a once-off expense, and I'll basically just learn how to cut hair, and from there, just be cutting everyone's hair as time went on.
Right.
And that was my whole idea. So how I actually learned to cut hair was visiting different barbers in my area. So I used to go out to like the best barbers in my area and just checking how they do things.
Yeah.
Just witnessing how they perform, because they were busy on Saturdays. So I knew that Saturdays was the days that I
go
would go to them. And sometimes they'll chase me away, and the next time I'll just return with a bottle of cold drink as a bribe for my next lesson. So as simple as it sounds, that was the best way I could learn how to cut hair. And from there, I just came home, I practice, and I was the kid that gave free haircuts to all the school kids until I started seeing my skill improve. And once that happened, then I started charging like 5 rand, 10 rand for haircuts. You understand?
Yes.
Just to build it from there.
So you got your skill level up to a certain level before you even started charging.
Yes.
Amazing, sir.
Yes.
So it really is a passion then.
Yeah,
It really is a passion. No, that's amazing. But let's talk about the name, Legend Barbers. It's such a legendary name right
Yeah.
now. I mean, like you're officially.
Like Kong.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
It means a lot to me. But where did you get such an awesome name from, sir? And talk to us about the name and the logo, because clearly you can see we are very much inspired from you. I mean, like, I think out of all the interviews, I'm still shaking right now. And we had like super famous people in here, but like, this really cuts deep here.
Yeah.
So tell us about the name and how did the logo come about and stuff like that.
Yeah, so the name came about, so when we started Legends back in 2011, so we moved from being able to cut hair on the stoop, and then we moved to a lease premises, and while we were at this premises, I had a couple of guys that was working, and like during our quiet days, like Tuesdays, Wednesdays, those were very quiet days, and we decided, you know what, why not go out to the old people in our community. And so we went out to them and basically just done some give back initiatives. We went out to the old age home, we went out to schools, and just to give free haircuts, you understand? It was just one of those things just to give free haircuts. But we really enjoyed the company of the old people.
Yes.
And we'd return every second week to them, and it was just much more of a passion just to go and serve them. And eventually something just told me that why not name the barbershop after them, because they're the legends of our community. Based on their whole experience, based on what the knowledge that they have. So Legends actually comes from us cutting their hair.
So it actually comes from your consumers.
Yes.
That's
yes.
amazing.
Yeah,
sir.
that's dope.
That actually hits much deeper now.
That's derived from consumers.
Yeah.
Jeez, guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's how we came up with the name, and that's how we never, because back then we never had a name, and that was just the name Legends. How the logo came about was I don't know, it was inspired by a graphic designer that I just gave him the brief, and he just played around with a couple of logos. And we went back and forth. I can remember like for like over 3 months. We just went back and forth the whole time because there was no logo. And then he came up with a crown, and it was the guy in the middle with a spotty on, you understand? That was just, it represented some elegance, but also some classy flavor to it, you understand?
Yes.
Where you could see the two coming together, and it's just, and the stars along, you understand? It was just, for me, that was just something that was truly amazing from the graphic designer,
Represented your store.
It represented us.
Yeah. Well, I can say that just from observation and learning, right? Being an entrepreneur isn't an easy thing at all, right? So I'd like for you to describe what are the most difficult challenges you faced starting your business.
There's quite a few, huh? There's quite a few, and
You mean a lot.
I think, I think people is one thing. Having the right people with the same vision, it's really rare that you'll find people with the same vision on board, and those people will just be for a certain time period, and eventually you have to rebuild with new people. You understand? So people is always that type of thing where if people don't understand your vision, they won't stay there for the longer period of time. You understand? And that's one of those challenges that we faced. I can remember, for example, there was a time where we had our first shop, and the guys that was in our shop, they actually stole from the shop, and I fired them. And it was a couple of, like, imagine we were 6 guys in the shop, myself included, and all 4 guys stole from the shop. It was only me and another guy, and I had to fire all 4 of those guys.
For sure.
And this is the first store?
First store.
Oh, my word.
First store. And what happened was that the exact next day, those guys just started something right across the center where we opened. You understand? And we literally saw customers going over to them. You understand? So now it was like one of those things where you're looking at it and you ask yourself, is this really something that you are called to do? You see, and you start questioning yourself, and you start questioning what God has planned for your life. It's like, what's happening here? You understand? Because if you think of it, your main purpose was just to serve people and just to do good.
Yes.
And here people are doing you in, and it was one of those things where we learned, we picked ourselves up, and we came back again. You understand? So people is definitely one of the biggest challenges.
Yeah, definitely.
To say the least. And I think for any person that's in business, once you got the right people on board, I mean, your business can definitely go places. But once you have the wrong people, you must know that it's going to do something else.
It's in trouble. No, managing people is, I mean, that's what Ivan says as well, because you know you got a massive workforce as well, and people is the hardest thing, you know, to manage expectations, and because they don't have the same vision you do for the business, you know. You know, that must be challenging, especially that they went across the road.
Oh my Lord.
Got a lot of balls to do.
So the guys are like, it's insane.
No, that is insane. But so let's talk about seed investment, right? Like for Kong, my initial, I mean, we have a 2 million rand building today, but the initial investment was 5,000 rand that I took out of my pocket from my personal salary to start this business. What was your initial investment?
So my initial investment from when I relaunched 2014 was just my what do you call it? Your pension fund. You understand? So I took basically my pension fund. I can remember it was about 54,000 rand. That was the money that I got, and because I was working 6 years at Standard Bank, so that was my take home, and I used that money. I plowed it into the business, and I never actually got any funding from any institution, whether it's seed funding, whether it's government, whether it's so there was never urge from my side to actually pursue that. You understand? I think the only funding where you can say it's not actually funding, it's just a franchise system. But I think that's the only thing that has kept it going. But from a funding point of view, and I think this is where many entrepreneurs just get the whole funding process wrong. They think that in order for you to start a business, that you need funding, that you need an investment, that you need, and that could be your blockage for for what you're trying to achieve, where you can be spending your energy on growing your business instead of focusing on getting funding. So I think that's one of the biggest challenges, especially in today's entrepreneurs. You find that guys have the nicest business plan and they go out and they say, you know what, this is what we want to do, but I need funding to start. But you don't actually need it. You just need to start. And I think that's what's important. And same like here, it's like 5,000 rand. I mean, that's all you need. You understand? Just start somewhere. Start somewhere.
Shoot.
That's crazy.
Hey, man. So of your business right now, we know that a lot of influential people definitely use Legends Barbershop, right? And it's kind of been like a focus for your business to put them on Instagram, social media and all. I wanted to ask, who was the first number one influential person that you gave a haircut to?
The first influential person, it was Kermit Erasmus from Orlando Pirates. Back then when it was the old Pirates team, so you had Kermit, you had the whole Pirate squad.
Old squad.
This was back in, when was this? I was like 2018, 2017. Yeah, around it was around that time, 2017 around. It could be earlier. But that was the guys that basically just called us up and asked us to come through.
Right.
Just the funny thing is that for us, that we've been wanting to these soccer players and one thing was that we went out to the training grounds. We went out to basically their games, to where they chill, you understand? So we've done so much work in order to acquire these customers.
Right.
And what happened was that by a simple business card that we left by a security gate, the Nakama told us that security just gave him the business card and then he just reached out from there. That was that.
So from a security guard, you started cutting Kermit Erasmus's hair.
And I think it just transformed from there where you see like different celebrities call you and basically by your good reputation that you have, people entrust you because, you know, especially with celebrities, they don't believe everything that's on social media, but they would rather focus on that relationship that they have with one another, and that's where we managed to cut from Pirates. We went to Chiefs, we went to Sundowns, and it was just a ripple effect. And from there it went to musicians. You understand? So it was a whole ripple effect, which was really a blessing for us.
Huge, man.
You can see, you know, I mean, like I was saying earlier, I mean, our business is based on your strategy, you know, I mean, it can't be any more similar to yours, you know, because you had such great success in doing what you're doing. I mean, you wouldn't have had such growth if you didn't. But, you know, when this business, there's a lot of stuff people don't see. There's issues you have with employees, there's VAT, there's taxes, there's salaries, there's overheads, there's consumables that needs to be paid, there's you need to worry about theft. But like, there's so many challenges to business. You know this. I mean, better than anybody, you know this. What could you describe the last 10 years of business in one word? What word would that be?
In one word.
I would say management.
Management.
Management is so key. Management is so key, and basically the Bible talks about management. You understand? I mean, like if you're entrusted with little, you'll get more. You understand? A simple principle like that can be applied in your business, whether you're managing each and every small detail of your business. You understand? Just treating every rand like it's the business and it's not yours. You understand? You need to do all of those things, and this is where we tend to get it wrong. Is that sometimes we think that because your business turnovers X amounts of millions, that money actually belongs to you, but it's not actually the thing. You have to separate yourself from the business. You understand? And I think that's really, really important, where you can sit back and manage what you have been entrusted with.
Oh, wow.
Hey, man, you've done this too often.
What's the wisdom, right?
No, every question is just, defined and structured. But guys, on that note, we will be right back with the legendary Mr. Sheldon Tatchell. But until then, stay tuned.
Now, for a limited time, get your exclusive photo shoot for only 2,450 Rand and get a free A1 canvas print. This special includes 20 high-resolution images, 3 hours of editing and retouching, 2 background options of your choice, includes photographer, gear hire, assistant, and refreshments. Get your exclusive photo shoot done at Kong Republic Studios based here in Kyalami, Midrand.
Hey, welcome back, Conquerors, to another great episode of Kongcast. This one is truly great because we have a legend in the building, the founder, the owner, the one, the only, Mr. Sheldon Tatchell, ladies and gentlemen, founder and owner of Legends Barber Sheldon. Yes, the original. Well, sir, like we said, we do our research, going into you as a person, you and your business and all. And we did a deep dive into your Instagram. And one thing that stood out was that you involve a lot of prayer when it comes to your team. We've seen a couple of references on Instagram when it comes to that. So, what role has God played in, your life and your business as a whole?
Yeah, I think everything, eh?
Yeah.
God has really been our foundation. I mean, like everything that we do, we start off with prayer. It's been one of those things where we implemented each and every day before a store gets open, the guys pray. Each and every day in our training centers, the guys pray. At the office, the guys pray. So I think it's just something, whatever we do, we put God first, you understand? We firmly believe that if we acknowledge Him in all our ways, that He will direct our paths. And that's just something that we live out. From being able to take on any activity, any plans that we have, any ambitions that we try to we first consult with Him, and He will be able to basically take us forward. You understand? Right. I think from the beginning, I don't think there could be any other way, because many of people think that all the success is based on what you have. You understand? And if you think of it, something as small as a barbershop, being able to take a barbershop and grow it into a multinational franchise, something has to be supernatural.
For sure.
It's like something is not. I mean, like, I'm not the smartest person in Africa. You understand? But I'm managing Africa's #1 barbershop. How is this possible? You understand? Right. And it's all through God, because the thing is, all we could do is plow the seed. We can water it each and every day, but He's the one that puts the sun, and He makes it grow. You understand? So that's all we can do, is just each and every day water the seed, but He's the one that ensures that it grows.
Sure.
Wow, that's amazing. Because you're right. Sometimes it looks all perfect, and it's just way too great, for you just to be you. You got to be the most egotistic person to think it's just you. But let's talk about influencers, right? How have they affected the business and the perception of the business going forward, and how has that grown the business?
In terms of
getting, working with so many influencers and cutting influencers hair, and the growth of the business, because being part of the culture, integral part of the culture.
Yes. I think Ricky has played a much role in our business. The funny thing is, I rode into this office park, and it reminded me so much of him, because his office was just
down.
His office was just here, and often we would just come pop in and speak to him. You understand? So it was just one of those things where his influence, not only from an influencer point of view in terms of what he done, what he posted, and all of his things, but also his advice and the type of learnings that he gave us, it really helped our business. And I would say that that everything that he contributed was just to see young people get a better life. You understand? And this is something that he believes in. I mean, like, you would come to maybe a training center and basically see how we train guys and inspire these guys to never give up, because in our training centers, it's quite tough. You understand? It's like there's a group of of 20 odd guys, and there's only maybe 12 or 10 guys that will make it through to the stores. You understand? So that competition that happens in the training center. So I think he has definitely played a much bigger role in our business, and we really appreciate all his efforts towards.
Wow.
Now that's one thing. I think you definitely answered my next question,
Yeah.
because my next question was literally going to be about Ricky Rick's contribution to your business. But I mean, I think you definitely summed it up in the best way. You know, he believed in the youth.
Ricky was always, because I mean, I managed to, as soon as we put up the sign here, he came to us.
He stopped by.
He came to us, and then he's like, "What are you guys doing? What you up to?" And then you know, we was gonna, I went to the studio and we hooked up, and we was like, "Okay, cool. Let's work on something." And then obviously everything happened, and we never get around to it. But Ricky's been a very big inspiration for us as well.
I mean, like he's, and this is the type of stories that you'll hear from people out there. You understand? I mean, like the type of genuineness that he was towards even a petrol attendant. You understand? I mean, like I would walk into the Checkers. And this guy would point to me and say, "Yeah, you're Ricky's friend. You understand?" And he said, "Oh, the boss man is so good to me. Every time he comes here, he buys me lunch. You understand?" It's like those small things. You understand? If you have so much respect to treat somebody that is below your grade compared to, you understand? It just tells you the character of the person. It tells you the character of who you're dealing with. That it's not the average person. And for him, it was never about money. It was never. It was just making a difference, and that's what he stood for. He just stood for making a difference. Wherever he can help you, you will. You understand? And that was
he was real. He never let the ego or the fame or anything come in the way. It's crazy. But let's talk about reaching almost 1 million followers. Your business is almost at 1 million followers. So firstly, that is a massive achievement, right? How has Instagram, having this million followers, how did it affect business, and what did it do to your business by having such a large page?
I think it's crazy because our business was majority on Facebook, and then Instagram came later on, and Instagram was just took off. I can remember just 2 years ago we were like on 300,000 followers, and it just went up from there. You understand?
Rocket ship.
Each and every year is like just an extra 300,000 or 400,000 followers that just goes up, and it's and I think the influence that Instagram has, because now you can spread your message not only out to your customers, but to people that's following you, people out there. You understand? You can run polls, you can run surveys, you can do all of these type of things on social media. Understand? And I think social media, for us, the biggest part of our advertising is social media. We do out of our calendar year, we'll do like maybe outdoor advertising, maybe like 3 months in a year, compared to each and every day we on social media, we posting, we engaging with our customers, and I think that's played the biggest part. And for any entrepreneur out there, it's easy for him just to jump onto social media and so people can know about him. You understand? Back then it wasn't so easy. Back then it wasn't easy that you can showcase the latest hairstyle that you're doing. You understand? You can't showcase it, but now it's so easy that you can grow your business just on social media. You don't need the biggest advertising budget out there. You just need to do cool stuff, create the dopest content, and grow your influence on social media. And I think that's important.
Do you use paid media on Instagram to grow your page, or was all that organically?
No, I think we do use paid ads, especially if you want to try and send out the message. So, for example, if you open in a new store and you want to send out a message to a specific location,
so you do.
You understand? So we do
So
that.
you do geotagging.
We do geotags. We also do like products as well. You understand? If for example, we're launching a new product and we want to get it out there, because our product range is not based in different areas and in different shopping centers, it's quite widespread, so anyone can get hold of it. So we also do promotions based on that as well. So promotions is quite big. Definitely plays a part.
Did you use any paid media to grow the page, or was it just purely just to inform?
I think
audience?
it was more about informing.
Forming audience.
It was
Okay.
more about informing.
So that growth was all organic then, eh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was more about informing. And you'll spend, and especially as an entrepreneur, your bulk of your money will come by maybe your production, you understand, and basically the type of photographers you get, videographers, and all of those people that will come on board, you understand. So I think it's as marketing, I think it's really important that you never stop doing that, you understand. You never stop looking at ways and means of how you can better your content, because content is king. You understand? Everything you do is around content. It's around what you're trying to create, and especially in our industry, you have to be the person or basically the business that people are always talking about, which is important.
Fantastic.
Sheesh. Yeah. Okay, well, speaking of surveys and, all the people that you involve when it comes to Legends Barbershop and whatnot, do you use social media to determine where to open new stores as well?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Where to as well?
So we do use social media. So social media plays a big role.
Yeah.
We do have systems as well, but systems will just tell us that the customer comes from a certain area. But in terms of just broadening the spectrum, in terms of opening in other countries as well, we will definitely use social media and suss how is it to maybe open a store in Zambia or Tanzania, all of those places. So yeah, social media plays a big role in that as well. Yeah. Yeah. The funny thing is like during COVID, the time when we were unable to operate, we actually had our highest engagement because people were online. And the thing is, we always came up with like new ideas, new things that started trending, you understand? So it was social media was one of those things where we were so active on during the course in lockdown. That 3 months we were constantly engaging with our customers because we knew that when we come back, at least we're going to have customers coming back, because you don't want to be quiet and not say anything out.
Sure.
So I mean, social media plays a huge role. Huge role.
Fantastic. Well, so let's get into more of the business questions, right? So, I know you got a lot of franchises out there, but how many of them is your own corporate stores versus franchise stores? So how many franchise stores do you have versus your own corporate stores?
Yeah, so currently we have about 69 odd stores, where we have about just under, you can say about 40%, which is our corporate stores. So we have about 40%, which is corporate, and 60%, which is franchise.
So you you still invested quite a lot to drive this, with people without.
No, definitely. I think especially what you're trying to create, you always want to come up with new ways and new ideas in terms of not only your space. For example, we do have stores where we do a lot of trial runs. Like our recent store that we opened, the VIP store in Midrand. And we had PlayStation, we had gaming, we had the whole experience of the VIP. And we're looking at doing different things in that store, you understand?
Right.
Even like trialing like a membership program, trialing like all of these type of things that will actually see how we can roll this out to the other stores. So it's one of those stores where you look at trialing out first and basically rolling out to the other stores. Same thing. So we still do have a number of stores, and we still look to maintain a couple of stores moving forward.
But I think the maintenance is like an ongoing thing, right? Because everything gets old and things get new, and I can imagine that's probably quite a big expenditure, because you have to you want to refurbish and
Yes.
I mean, I went to your Rosebank store the other day. What a beautiful store! Right? That was recently.
I think Rosebank is about a year.
It was such a beautiful. Even now, it still looks so smart and sexy and elegant. You just walk past it and you know. Even if you stand in 10 blocks away, that's a Legends store. It's something you really got your brand identity on point.
But speaking on franchises, so what would you say is the general split on a franchise?
In terms of
percentage-wise,
ownership.
Like for example, like Ivan would not sell more than 51% of shares.
Yeah. So I think in terms of the store itself, most franchises will sell out maybe 80% of their stores and just maintain about 20%.
Right.
They do it because of growth. You understand? They do it because of growth, and they do it because of it just gives them more leverage to
more skin in the game. But that's good as well, though, hey? Because I mean, you really. So to vet your franchisee, you probably go through quite a strict criteria. You know?
So I think there's a couple of things that we do. So we do our own in-house vetting, and basically we look at the lifestyle of the person. We look at will this person be able to be an owner-operated franchisee? Because it's one thing to be a franchisee that's invested, but it's another thing to be owner-operated. And we see that owner-operators actually manage their store so well that it actually does much more better than just somebody that just invests and just leaves it there. You understand? So you need somebody to be hands-on. You need somebody to be there constantly, each and every day, just to check in and constantly just have that relationship with the customers and with the employees that's in the stores.
So like with investment for audience that's out there and stuff like that, who wants to invest in or get into the franchise, who wants to run their own barber, but like you say, be an owner operator, what kind of investment do they need to kind of come up with? Is it how many millions or how many hundreds of thousands does it involve? Or would you look at someone to be a serious partner? Because like you say, you're giving up 80% of the business to them. So obviously they need to have a fair amount of skin of the game. So what kind of investment for a franchise would be needed?
So basically the franchise store starts from as little as I think 1.1 million. So you have a
1.1. That's not bad. Hey?
It's not bad. That's a 6-seater shop, and it just varies from there. So it all depends on the type of store that you're looking to acquire. We have partnered up with a couple of people that will actually give funding for the franchises. So if you come with 50% investment, and basically we have FNB, Old Mutual, and NEF that will be able to help you come up with that funding.
Oh, that's great. That's amazing. That means that the bank sees, hey, this is a viable business that we believe in. Oh, that's amazing. That must have been, how did you pull that off, sir? That's amazing. Because
I think it's just having that relationship.
I would assume you facilitate this. It all gets facilitated through HQ at Legends.
Yes. Yeah, so we do have a relationship with them, and I mean, we accredited to all these institutions. So it will be much easier, you understand, for somebody that will come on board and just get funding because accreditation. You can imagine bigger restaurants, for example, like your McDonald's and your Chicken League, all of these guys, their investment is quite huge.
It's massive.
So you're looking at anything
Massive.
from 5 million to 12 million. Now for the franchise to come up with that money, you understand, it is a lot. It is quite a lot, you understand. So you have to partner up with people that will be able to assist you to basically fund that business.
That's amazing. So because you basically saying anyone who got 400,000 rand there could really be a potential owner operator. That's amazing. Because like you say, to get into a real franchise, you're looking at 8-10 million. I mean, the spa, we were looking at spas and that was 18 million upwards.
It's crazy.
It's unbelievable. I mean, to a discam, I know a discam is 17 million upwards. It's a new this is actually so affordable.
It is affordable. It is definitely affordable. And our model has always been to for you to have a ROI which is we promise our franchises less than 2 years. Less than 2 years. Less than 2 years based on the store's performance. So for example, if your store really performs well, we've seen it happen in I think it was a record of 8 months or 6 months.
Yes.
When somebody actually
exceeded expectations.
Got a return on investment, which is really good to see. You understand, and this is where you build confidence in franchises for them being able to actually get more. You understand, for them to actually purchase another store when you see it happening in our industry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yo, Sheldon, that's amazing. That's amazing. Yo, I didn't know.
You can see it's just like a well-oiled machine, man.
Very well-oiled machine.
Very well-oiled machine. Well, guys, hopefully this podcast is definitely as well-oiled as Mr. Sheldon's barbershops, but we will be back right after this ad break with our last segment of the interview. Stay tuned.
Now, for a limited time, get your exclusive photo shoot for only 2,450 Rand and get a free A1 canvas print. This special includes 20 high-resolution images, 3 hours of editing and retouching, 2 background options of your choice, includes photographer, gear hire, assistant, and refreshments. Get your exclusive photo shoot done at Kong Republic Studios based here in Kyalami, Midrand.
Hey, welcome back, Conquerors, to another episode of Kongcast. And today we are sitting with the one, the only, the founder and owner of Legends Barber Shop, Mr. Sheldon Tatchell. Back at it again, guys. But yeah, you know, just to continue on the conversation.
Yes.
So you have a very extensive training program that you said, right? And when it comes to the process of selecting your barbers and, you know, who's competent enough to actually operate in your stores, what is that process like exactly?
And we know it's a detailed process
detailed
because we
process.
know that training can take up to 6 months.
Yeah.
That's a year of somebody's life, almost a year, you know, to get this right.
Yes,
so
yes.
that's intense training
Yes,
because Pick n Pay does a month of training before they put their
Yes,
people
yes,
out
before
there.
they put the
But
people
you're
out
doing
there.
6 months.
Yes, yes.
So, yo, tell us
that's
what's
intense.
involved in the 6 months.
So I think like it's basically the same principles as when I started out. You understand? Is being able to look for one of the biggest factors that we look at is attitude, and to have a proper attitude, willingness to learn. You understand? I think that stands out for us. You see, somebody that is humble enough to basically take instruction from someone else, because you get barbers that comes to the training center, they think they know everything. And that's not the type of people that we're looking at, you understand?
Yes.
We could take somebody from the street that never yelled a clipper in their life and basically transform that person and being able to give that person a skill. So for us, it's all about attitude. I think that's one of the main drivers in what you do. If you have the right attitude, you can definitely go places.
Wow.
Sheesh.
That's
And they, about 6 months of extensive. Is that
Yes.
every day, like
Yes,
Monday to
every
Friday?
day, Monday to Friday, we have it's basically intense. So the guys have a program which you adhere to,
Yes.
and you hear guys like in different. There's guys like in different weeks, different. They practice in different things, so everything to do in line with the shop as well. You understand?
Yes.
In the training centers, we also focus on not only cutting hair, but also the side of being able to instill characters into this people. You understand?
Yes.
Like we said that Christ is the foundation of our business, and those are the same elements that we focus on. So you'll get the guys coming to the training center doing Bible study. You understand?
Yes.
It's like basically things
Wow.
like that that will.
It goes with the brand.
That will go with the brand,
Yes,
and
I
that
see.
will actually help this person on this journey
100%.
to becoming the next barber.
Yes, Baba. No, amazing. Yeah, that seems like a real proper tight training
Hey,
program.
man.
Yeah.
But let's talk about this. So you now in 69 stores, okay?
Yes.
And I know it's going to get bigger. But
Yes,
like
yes.
for now, it's 69 stores, right? So, and that's a lot of stores.
Yes.
That's a lot of stores, a lot of overheads, a lot of pressure.
Yes.
And I know you're very hands-on because we tried to set up this interview and you've been traveling for the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
So one of the questions is how often, because it seems like you're very hands-on, how often do you actually travel to your stores? Because they're all over the country. And, you know, it seems like you're quite hands-on.
Yeah. No, I try to at least visit a couple of stores a week.
Yes.
Really, so, right?
Yeah, so I think it's really important just to always engage with the customers and engage with the employees because they are basically the crux of your business.
Sure.
You understand? You have to understand that by you sitting in the office the whole day, you won't be able to solve problems of that people that's on the ground. They're actually serving people. Those are
Right.
your frontline
Yes.
people, you understand, which is so key for you to ensure that their happiness is well maintained. So I still do a lot of store visits. I actually go to, I have a target for myself to at least visit 3 to 4 stores a week.
Right.
And these are in different locations. So you'll find me in locations as I think like 2 weeks ago, I was in Eastern Cape.
Yes.
I was doing my rounds in Eastern Cape, and next week I'm going to KZN. So it's just one of those things where you have to be on both. You understand? You have to sit back and look at operations, but you also have to be on the front line. You also have to engage with the people that's on the ground. It's having that balance in between, which is
Right.
very critical.
Is this to maintain also quality standards
Yes.
Oh, of course.
into
Yes.
the show
Very
all the
important.
way? No?
But let's talk about this. Firstly, congratulations on making it to this camp.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
I know
yes.
it's been a 2-year battle.
Yes.
This is actually you
Yes.
cutting the 7th richest guy in Africa.
Yes,
you know,
yes, yes.
Like
the Ivan Saltzman.
you know,
Saltzman,
like
yeah.
it's crazy. So I mean, this is you cutting a billionaire
Yes,
there, all right? So firstly, absolutely congratulations
Yes,
on putting
yeah.
your store, your products nationwide. I think it's such a huge achievement. Personally, I think it's because I worked in retail my
Yes.
whole life. I know exactly what's involved, and I know for you, it's been a 2-year struggle to get into. You've been knocking on doors for 2 years
Yeah.
to get into this. Firstly, how much of a success has this been for you to finally make it into a massive retailer?
Yes.
You know, like
Yes.
this camp.
Yes, I think it has been a game changer for our products as well. You understand, because now our products, there's much more emphasis on our products. There's much more emphasis on the development, on basically the maintaining of our products. So our product line has definitely increased in terms of the volumes that we're pushing, but also the sales in Discam stores, you understand, has also increased.
Increased as well.
And this has actually allowed other retailers, I'm not going to drop names now,
Yes.
but other retailers to actually come
Knock on your
us
door.
and
Hey, you
ask
Discam,
us,
why you-
why you not here us?
Yeah.
Why you not here us?
That's fantastic.
So we are looking at rolling out in a couple of retailers soon.
Fantastic.
But Discam has definitely been one of those iconic moments for us. You understand?
For
I think because they gave us the opportunity for our products to be listed in their space, and for their support alone, I think it just means the world to us that we are able to engage and even have a launch as successful as that, and being able to cut Ivan Saltzman's hair was just one of the most incredible experiences.
Yes.
And until today, people still talk about it. People
Yes.
still talk about the legends in Discam, you understand?
Right.
And I think we've done it. It was Feb, March this year.
Yeah.
But you can see people still talk about it
talk
up
about
until today,
it.
which is really remarkable.
It is a remarkable thing, but like not giving us numbers. I know Ivan Saltzman recently hit an annual turnover of 30 billion.
Billion, yes.
30 billion.
Yes.
This has been firstly the most aggressive growth they had.
Yes.
And most of them came from buying a lot of other primary
Yes.
retailers.
Yes.
But that means he has a massive distribution. But from a percentage-wise, not dropping numbers,
Yeah.
how much of a revenue stream, percentage-wise,
Yes.
now, because I know product
Yes.
is a massive
Yes.
revenue stream.
Yes.
From a percentage-wise, how much of a percentage in business now has this been to your business?
Yeah, no,
in terms
it's-
of growth.
No, it has been a big number, and I would say that out of our whole business, out of our, because there's different entities. So you have like your product business, you have your the service business, the
yes.
barbershop business.
Yes.
So I would definitely say that the product business is definitely growing, and it's looking to become far much more lucrative.
Wow.
Than
Than the
actual
service
pro-
one.
than the
No
actual
Wow.
service.
way.
You
That
understand?
is
So
more-
that's where we're going to. Yeah.
That is unbelievable. That's like almost more than 100%.
Yes.
Oh my
Yo.
word. Congratulations,
Yeah,
man.
100%.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done.
Thanks a lot.
Yo, so like, firstly, I'm just blown away,
Yeah.
because we don't. I know what products can do, and you. That's such a smart move, I know it's been a 2-year journey.
Yes.
But congratulations.
Yeah, no,
I
thank
mean,
you,
like,
thank
yo,
you very
that's
much.
Yo,
Thank you very much. No,
I'm more than just so. But so on your website, you did mention that you are looking to reach out to international soil.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah, no,
opening. So
definitely.
I was actually wondering, which countries are you looking at?
Yeah, so currently we are focused on Africa,
Africa,
and
for sure.
we see that Africa is definitely, there's much opportunity in Africa. So
Yes.
so we are looking at opening stores in Zambia, Tanzania. I think it was Ghana as well. So we are looking at open stores in these different locations, and eventually just grow from there. I think Africa has a lot to offer.
Of course.
Many times we look at going to America and going to UK and all of these places, but I think the opportunity lies in Africa. And sometimes we don't realize that people from Africa actually want things from South Africa. You understand? So it's that things that you find happening. Like, for example, like now our products are being distributed in different countries in Africa.
Right.
You understand? Although we don't have stores there, our products is being distributed there. So you find that Africa is definitely one of those places that is open for business, and we're looking forward to moving up Africa as well.
That's crazy.
It's
I
exciting.
know,
Yeah,
guys.
no,
I mean,
very
when we say
exciting.
business model and everything is sculpted around yours,
Yes,
our
yeah.
main goal is Africa as
Yeah,
well, man. Just making Africa bigger and better, in
Which
any
is
way.
important.
For
is
sure.
important. I think we have so much to offer.
Oh,
I understand.
too
We have
much.
a lot to offer, and most of the time we look at brands from the US, from UK, but you don't understand that they also look at us. You understand? They
Yes.
also look at us and say, "How did you do this?
it,
How
for sure.
how did you achieve this?" Like, for example, I have an intern from Stanford that actually came to come visit our head office this week, and just to find out how was it able to build a business, because this is not in the US. You won't find a barbershop with over 60 outlets in the US compared to here by us. You
Yes.
understand? How did you maintain that quality? How did you understand? So they're actually looking at us as well to say that guys, what do you all have to offer that we can jump on? You understand?
They're looking at Africa as well now, yes.
Yeah, it is.
No, but no, that is crazy.
That's a
but-
hectic reputation.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
But let's talk about this, right? 69 stores, over 500 employees, definitely over 10 million rand. This is my assumption, over 10 million rand in payroll.
Yeah,
You're a big contributor to South Africa and exactly what's happening here and the culture.
Yeah.
But let me ask you, sir, something a little bit personal. How has this business changed your life?
Yeah, I know it has definitely changed my life for the better. I mean, like it's what you say. It's like it's not about the money. It's more about the impact that you can make on somebody's life. You understand? I mean, I'm always passionate to see somebody graduating from the training center, being able to come into the stores and just giving that person a skill, and for that person just to have a better life. Our office is growing, and we're always looking to take on more people, and just to see people coming into our business. I think that for me has been very humbling, to say the least, that you are able to be one of those people that can provide a job for somebody. You understand that will be able to make a difference in somebody's lives. You understand? I mean, like we also do a lot of outreach programs, and we go out to barbershops, we go out to old age homes. Up until today, we still do those things, and it's just to continue, just to make a difference, and that's what our business stands for. I mean, like we can have over 100 or 200 million rands of revenue, but if you're not making a difference and you're not making an impact in somebody's lives, it says nothing. It says nothing. So you have to just ask yourself, why are you here? You understand? And keep reminding yourself that you're here to make a difference, that you're here to basically provide opportunities for those that don't have.
100%. Wow. Well, a question I have, sir. I've been listening to you throughout this entire interview, and you say "we" a lot.
Yeah.
You actually really do say
Yes.
"we" a lot. So I want to ask you, just in general, your core team, how many people it actually consists of, and how effective and how the contribution that
Yes.
they put into your business, because they're not interviewing
Yes.
your core team.
Yes. Yes.
So I want to
Yes.
know more about the team around you, sir, and how they are. And and why you picked them.
Yeah. So I think one of the things that stand out, because you can't achieve success on your own. You understand?
sure.
Everything that is achieved is by people. You understand? And people execute. People make things happen. So we have people like in different areas of our business that plays such a major role in terms of what they do, from our training and development, which is a business on its own.
yes.
The person that's responsible for that is responsible for over, I think it's 16 training centers across, it could be more, but it's training centers like in different communities and stuff like that actually empowers guys, and his full responsibility is to grow that entity and to make a difference on that entity. So so that is from a training development. So from a product point of view, we also have somebody in that just solely deals with products, and he is just based on how the distribution works. You understand the supply chain. Do we have enough products for the next supply? You understand all of those type of things. We have somebody that is responsible for all the stores.
Right.
He has a team which consists of regional managers. Managers is under them, and basically, so the operations is quite key. So he's responsible for all the stores. We have people in franchising that just deals with franchising. So all of the departments there's basically people in different types of departments that is just surely responsible of growing their portfolio. And I think my job is basically just to ensure that we look for opportunities and that we manage what we have accordingly.
Do you set goals for them to achieve?
Of course.
And like, do you, because I'm sure, not everything runs smooth sailing, right? What happens when goals is not achieved and stuff not like, because then it becomes a whole different conversation. And like, how do you deal with that, sir?
Yeah, so I think one of the things is, especially when you're setting goals before the team, I think each and every month you have to have your OKRs, basically your objectives, your key responsibilities. So you have to have that in place, you understand, and say, guys, this is what we looking to achieve for this month. And if we're unable to come month, and if we fall short on that, you understand, let's look at how we can make it better the next month. But eventually, if you see somebody lacking the whole time, and not putting effort into it, then you have to sit back and think, you know what, maybe this person is not the right candidate for this position. Sure. And maybe we should get somebody else to fulfill this position, which is something you should do as a leader. You understand? I think your first approach has to be setting goals, and from there being able to mentor. And if those goals are not met, after you have mentored the person, and then you can look at basically just replacing that person with somebody else. But you have to go through that process.
100%.
It is a process, but so you achieved so much, and it hasn't been a short time. It's been a working process.
Yes.
You've been at it, and you're working hard every day. But I don't know what's next. I mean, are you thinking about the JSC? Because that's the next big thing, right?
Yeah.
Would you ever go down that route of getting listed?
Yeah, I mean, like it has been something that a friend of mine, he called me up and he was asking us, why don't we think of listing? Because he deals with a lot of businesses that has been listed. But I think the bigger goal is to dominate the industry. You understand? I think that's one of our biggest goals is to look at opportunities in different areas.
Yeah.
So, for example, one of the things that we are looking at introducing, besides from our service of cutting hair, we are looking at introducing something called scalp pigmentation, which is basically like the ink like for example, like if somebody has a cheese crop,
Cheese,
you
yeah.
understand
Yeah.
it shows
putting hair now.
it shows hair, you
Okay,
understand.
I see.
So it's that type of thing where somebody is unable to afford a hair transplant, at least you can take that route and have that visible hairline and have it visible. You understand? So,
Yes.
so we're looking at even the hair transplant game as well,
Wow.
which
Cool.
is something totally different as
Yeah.
well. You understand? So the hair transplant, which I had an opportunity to visit. I think this was for the month of June.
Yes.
I actually visited Turkey just to learn more about the hair transplant game and how lucrative it is. You understand? It's crazy. It's crazy how something like hair transplant can be so widespread. So so we are looking at those opportunities and we're looking at there's much more. There's things that we're working on each and every day.
Yes.
And we're always looking for opportunities that will grow our business and see how we can bring things into our business that will basically be successful.
Cool, man. That's amazing. So I can see you don't sleep, eh?
Yeah, I know. I don't
Right. But the last question I have for you, sir, and this is something I wanted to add on because firstly, I mean, you're a massive inspiration, you know. I think I'm still a bit crazy that I got your phone number, you know? but you know, you really are a true inspiration to what we're doing here at Kong. And I don't take this lightly, you know, like I really do mean this. And before we started this interview, I took you throughout the building, you know, and I showed you what we're doing, I showed you the stages we're in, and I showed you what we plan to do, right?
Yes.
And what we'd like to do. And obviously, the plan is if we could create a success here and a work in progress here, we'd like to open multiple of this. But you know, you actually walking through the doors, seeing what we're doing here, you know, we're all youngsters trying to just, you know, make it in
Do
life.
something,
What do you think, firstly, of what we're doing here? What do you think of our setup at the moment, sir?
No, I think it's really amazing. I mean, the thing is just listening to your journey as well. You understand, being able to start out at home, being able to build what you have built here. You understand, this is not something that you see every day. It's not something that you see somebody being able to take something what they've done from home and being able to multiply and grow their business into a whole building, having a whole studio, having a whole production. Each and everything that you're doing is definitely in line with growth, you understand, and you could definitely see growth happening, and you can definitely see success definitely comes when you become uncomfortable, and right now you could see that you're getting uncomfortable with things that you still need to do, you understand, and that is success, you understand. You are constantly improving, you are constantly doing things that is not something that's a template from another business or whatever it is, but it's something that you have in your heart to grow, you understand, that you have something that will definitely pursue you to do more in the coming future.
Fantastic. You know, it's really, it makes me feel better that you said that. Because sometimes I have to go home and look at the bag and, you know, we still got a long way to go. But you know, in business, there's always that challenges. And, you know, whatever we make, we throw it right back in the business. Like I said, you know, we still got 11 million rand more of investment just to build out this place the way we need it to be. But so firstly, man, I just want to thank you so much for coming on the show.
Big thank you.
For being part of us, bracing us with your, you know, your knowledge and your wealth of business experience and, you know, just
your story.
Just your story. I mean, it's such an inspiration, you know, and I'm sure our audiences is going to feel exactly the same way. But man, from our side, thank you so much. And I know you got to the man that have everything right now. You know, we can't offer you much, but what we'd like to do, bro, is like we want to offer you a free photo shoot. Bring your family, come to a free photo shoot, value of $5,000. You know, whenever you're ready, you can bring your team. We can come to you. You know, just let us know. That's the least we can do. And I know it's probably nothing, you know, but man, thank you once again so much for coming through. It's been such a pleasure. Really, it has. You know, really it has.
Well, guys, on that note, here at Kong Republic, you know, our first business guest, our guest of honor today, Mr. Sheldon Tatchell, owner and founder of Legends Barber Shop, and he graced us with wisdom, with knowledge, and, you know, like we said, his story. But yeah, until next time here on Kongcast, from everyone at Kong Republic, we would like to say safe. Peace, guys.
Kong Republic I like. Speaking your truth on the mic. Hit the subscribe and like. Time to
Kongcast.